So I did this all over the place. I mean, it's a huge arena. You could see all the tracks that are everywhere. So you can run around and escape. You have escape avenues. So it's up to you how you... Kind of the thing about guys that already have a bead on you is not to sit there and try to outshoot them. I like to use RGN grenades a lot because not only are they small, but they're compact and you can throw them a lot farther. They're still pretty powerful, even though they're smaller. So the thing is to keep moving because the AI, once they got a bead on you, and they could pretty much track you. What's up, everybody? This is Gunter Severloh. Happy New Year, and this is my first video of the new year. Today I want to go to the editor, and we're going to choose Altus. And what I'd like to do is do a quick overview of my recent update, version 1.11 of my Desert Ops Run mission. Alright, so this is the Desert Ops Run Tactical Arena. Turn off the overlay so we could see better. What I did in this is I added a lot of these railroad tracks that you could see. And the reason why I did that is the tracks come in 10 meter, 20 meter, and 3 meter spans, distances or spans. And these planks here are the original planks that I put in the mission, and I replaced those with these tracks. Now these planks only have 4 meter and 8 meter spans, and the span is basically the distance from building to building. Aside the tracks, which I'll show more of in a second here, is there's two buildings, this one and another one, where I put a wooden box here. And the reason why I put a wooden box is you could see that there's a kind of a crack here, and this crack, anytime the player came up here and ran through the door, he would get stuck here. So I just somehow had this idea and I put a box there, and now you can actually just walk through here and not clip or get stuck or actually fall through the floor. Stuff like that was kind of just annoying me. I couldn't figure out how to fix it, but it's fixed now. Another thing is I have these stone sidewalks, and these stone sidewalks I have 8 meter, 4 meter, and 2 meter spans. I also use the corners as well. And the thing about these is what took the longest time is just making these fit, you know, because you have to have the right angle and just basically have it set up so where that the transition, which means, you know, flowing from one section to the next, where the player runs, so he can run through it without getting stuck somewhere. So some of these planks I left because I had no issues with them and they just flow pretty well. And then there's other areas, other things like trying to make these stairs fit. Wasn't really hard, but with these planks, these tracks, I eliminated a lot of objects. There were a lot of these planks everywhere, and I had to replace them because being limited to 4 meter and 8 meter spans, you had to use a lot more planks. So for example, a span like this going from this building, I had to use 4 planks, whereas these tracks, I only used 2 tracks to cover that same span. So I did this all over the place. I mean, it's a huge arena, so I saved, you could see all the tracks that are everywhere. I just reduced a lot of the objects, and the more objects you have in a mission, the more has an impact on your computer in terms of performance because it has to render all those objects. But there's other tracks. You can see this is 2 tracks, and this is a 20-meter span. This covers a pretty big distance. So I had to build stairs to make it work, make it flow through. And then I have tracks with 3-meter span actually. Covers this area. Some of these spots were tricky to make work, and something like this. And then I have these sidewalks, different spots. I spent about 60 hours on this update. I mean, 60 hours is a lot of in-game time just working on this, but it wasn't in one sitting. I had like 6 days off, you know, 2 days for Christmas and 2 days for New Year's, and then I had a weekend that I spent just going through this. Here's the other building that had a bad transition to it, which was this box. They put this box here and you can see this crack. So the crack just gave you a lot of trouble, but made these tracks work. And there's some things that are new, like stuff like this where I put the sandbag walls on the side. It allows more room here. And I set this up to make this work. And then you have, you know, stairs coming off a roof, and then this going into the window. And some people might ask, well, how does this even work? I mean, the player character is so tall. Well, when you get to this point, you basically duck and you'll fit through it. You see there's some other transitions here that I had to basically rig up, and because of the angle of this, I had to put a box here, make a step so the player can get onto here. It's actually pretty smooth. And then I had to put steps here. If I had this raised up even more, then the tracks would be sticking through the floor and you'd get stuck on them, so I had to put that there. So I just made it work. And other things I added, stairs to get to here. Different things going from the roof with steps. Added a new stair section here, so when you come up here you'll just come right onto this. Got a little pallet here, some stairs. Let's take a look at the center. What I did here, I added some stairs. I put these sidewalk corners on. And previously, when I had the planks here, I replaced the planks here, obviously, with railroad tracks. And this area around the office building was notorious for impeding the player. I mean, you'd run for a bit and then you would get stuck. So I had to really just fix that so that the player could just run. So now when you run across this, it's actually pretty seamless, pretty smooth. Doesn't impede the player at all. He won't get stuck. So for me, it's a big accomplishment because I play this mission a lot. And then of course you have this. Just made this to a ramp, whereas before I had wooden boxes as steps, so it's pretty smooth now. And then you come around here. I did this. I had to put some steps here for this to work. I have some areas here. I actually might put a stair here in my next update, because other than coming across here, you really have no other way down, so add to that. And then if we go up to the top, I had this ramp here, which took me a bit to get straightened and smooth, and you can see how smooth it is. So now this used to be a wooden plank, which I replaced with that. And then you have your stairs here, which at first I had facing this way, and then I had this idea to make it like this. So now it transitions real nice. Then you have the other side, and of course you can get down here. Oh, ammo cache. Then you got this, and this I tried to take the railroad track and put it on an angle so it would sit on top of this. That didn't work. There's a lot of testing involved. There's a lot of testing and trying to figure out what to use and how to do it, what angle, and this and that. Of course I got a ramp here. Had a box here for transition. If I didn't do that, you'd have that, so there was a lot of that. I got the stairs to, you know, run through there. And part of the other thing was I added 3 more soldiers to the garrison squad here, which I have a script, garrison script, that I use for that. Alright, let's go to the main menu, and I'm going to do a little playthrough of it. So we're going to go to multiplayer. I'm going to go to MP LAN. That's how I normally play this. And this is on Altus, and the missions on the bottom, which I subscribe to. I subscribe to my own missions. Start it because I was playing it previously. And you just, it's a co-op mission, so you can just pick your guy, put the parameters, and you could set the weather, you could set the AI difficulty. I usually keep it on easy. The harder you make it, the more accurate and smarter the AI gets, so it's already challenging as it is, so it's good enough. I like to play in the afternoon. And you have stamina, fatigue enabled. If you disable that, you won't have those. I usually like to keep them on. I like the challenge. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to basically run through it, and just, it's going to be like a little demo. And I'm going to just point out some tactics and things that I use. And here's the task for the mission. So you have 7 ammo caches. You can kill an enemy commander, and of course you got that garrisoned enemy soldiers. And if you scroll into the map, here we are, by the way, by Elmira map. You scroll into the map, you can ignore everything else. These dots are these ammo caches. So, alright, let's get started. And I normally play in first person, so you got arsenal. Usually the loadout, I have loadouts that I start with. Basic loadout with a pistol, and I'm playing with a couple of mods. I'm playing with a A3 Warbond, which is my customizable compilation mod. I never released it. I'm also playing with RHS. So with this, I have 1 clip of 9 rounds, and what I like to do is like to kill a couple enemy, take their weapons, and just progress from there. I also have other loadouts I'll go to, but that was a garrisoned enemy. Now if I could just get up there and get his weapons. See? It was tricky. Get this guy's, get the map, of course. Yeah, I got clipped on that one. so you can see, kind of see where I'm at. Got to keep an eye out for the enemy. Their foot kind of give it away. Won't fall through the tracks, but they can sure shoot through them. The garrison guy right there. You gotta watch out for these guys, they're everywhere. See, that's one I gotta fix right there. You see that, how I kind of clipped there? That's why I want to replace them. Kill the whole squad. Could be a guy in here. Nope. There's another gear. Yeah, it's kind of tricky, but that's why I made it like this. So you can run around and escape. You have escape avenues. So it's up to you how you kind of the thing about guys that already have a bead on you is not to sit there and try to outshoot them. A lot of this is timing, and the more you do this, the better you get. There's a garrison guy right there. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Like I said, if guys got a beat on you, there's 50-50 chance that you're going to survive it. So most times you're better off not just going there. There's a guy right there. Yep, that was the commander. Nice. Hear these guys' footsteps. Alright, we're gonna go inside here. Based on where we're at, should be a thing right here. Always gotta check these rooms. Here's an ammo cache. So what I do is I just like to, and that's it, task completed. That's one of them. So we killed the commander and got the ammo cache. Yeah, I won't reload. I'm not a reload addict where, you know, you guys shoot 2 rounds and he's got to reload. I like to play my tactics. I like limitations. Check your corners. The thing about a map like this is to be patient. patient. Take your time. Check your corners. And yeah, you will get killed, I guarantee it. But that's how you succeed. And sometimes, where is he? Sometimes, ooh, I got this guy earlier. Sometimes, that's what I wanted. Forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah, sometimes these guys get outside the arena like that. Oh. Yeah, and sometimes you win, sometimes you don't. When they got distance like that, you got a better chance when they're far out like that than when, you know, when they're closer, but in that case it didn't happen. Let's go here. So you can hear their voices, you can hear their footsteps. You got to use that to your advantage. I like to use RGN grenades a lot because not only are they small, but they're compact and you can throw them a lot farther. They're still pretty powerful, even though they're smaller. So the thing is to keep moving because the AI, once they got a bead on you, and they could pretty much track you. I think I threw that over the top. And the thing with the machine gunners, they like to suppress you, so you gotta... Looking for another cache. So here's where I'm at. The other cache in the other building is right here. There is another building, which should be this building, I think. When in doubt, throw a grenade. Yeah. There's gear. The sound you hear is the enemy inside. There's a Gerson. Can't even tell where that's coming from. That's alright. Ah, there he is. Yeah, sometimes they're on the outside of the area. Alright, we're gonna get a new loadout. And I'm gonna go with my Cqb loadout. Which is basically this gun. Be badass. The trick to this is to shoot and scoot. Kill an enemy and move, because the AI will track you. If they got a beat on you, don't sit there and try to outshoot them. Yeah, you see? Even though he can't see me, he's got an idea where I'm at. There is another cache inside this building. There's a guy right there. Yep, got him. Let's see. There's nothing in this building. There is in this one. Gotta be careful because sometimes guys in here. Shell casings. It's like that, you gotta duck. Also got another mod, my war mod, allows you to climb faster. There's one right there. Got him. Might be a garrisoned enemy. It's a lot of fun. I usually spend about an hour, 2 hours in this. We're gonna switch your loadout. I'm using this gun. close your flanks. Oh my god. Yep. I was gonna close the door, but there's a guy in here. That's another garrison enemy. There is an ammo cache. Here we are. Got it. Nice. Got him. Sometimes there's a guy in there, sometimes there's not. Sometimes there's a guy up here. Last time I played there was. Alright, so we got 2 ammo caches left. Should be over here somewhere. Damn, he threw a grenade too. Check all the windows. Where is he? He might be in the first floor of this building. If I see him. Oh, right there. That house. I gotta change my loadout. I go with the shotgun loadout. Double barrel shotgun. This makes it has a little challenge to it, but you gotta learn how to use it a certain way. Let's see. Remember the guy that was in there? Now he's dead. Alright, so now we just down to the garrisoned enemy, which I believe there's one this way. Check in here. There was one up here. Shit. There he is. Wonder I didn't get him. Go to my other shotgun loadout. Can't believe he didn't die from that. He's wounded though. Damn. Shit. Alright guys, I want to end the mission here, and thanks for watching. I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.